What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Shannon coming at you with a deck profile of, you know what it is, Doflamingo, our favorite deck on the channel, my favorite deck by far. Been having a lot of fun with it at locals, and having a lot of success. Seen a lot of. I felt like I needed to get this list out there because I've seen a lot of lists. Not saying that they're incorrect at all. Just I feel like I have a very different take on this deck, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. You know what it is, man. And I've been having success with it. I just got first place again at locals, went undefeated, and yeah, the deck does what I wanted to do very well. Which is cheat big guys out, put up blockers, be able to clear boards consistently, and consistency is key. I love consistency in every game, so I just want to show you guys that. Again, shout out to Game On. They're my locals that host One Piece awesome shop. Shout out to Riker, you don't know what it is, baby. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Alright, so we're going to kick it off nice and smooth, starting with the 1-drops of the deck. Pretty crucial cards. We got the 1-drop Law and the 1-drop Perona. Both have very good spots in the deck, very firm. Gotta play the blockers, obviously. Need that defense, and then the Perona is insane, man. For those that don't know, what Doflamingo does is you pay 2, well, you don 2, pay 1 when he attacks. Look at your top card and play a 4 or less drop Warlord creature from the deck rested. People tend to say that rested is kind of, the fact that it comes out rested is kind of what the deck is quote unquote bad, but you don't really care. It's literally a free body from the deck, right? What Perona does is let you look at the top 5, so you can navigate what cards you're drawing, not only what you're drawing, but what you're cheating out with Doflamingo. So very good. And then you know, Law is a blocker, so definitely like to start the game with one of these two, turn 1, right? That's it for the 1-drops. Now we got a couple 3-drops. I do play the Sunamaru as well as Doflamingo. Doflamingo is really good. Again, does this kind of the same thing that Perona does, let you look at the top 5, but he's also a blocker, so even better, right? And then Sunamaru is a card that puts a lot of pressure on the board. He cheats out Pacifista from the deck. We'll get into those cards later. But by donning 1 and paying 2, so 3 total, you can cheat out the Pacifistas from the deck. And those cards just put a lot of pressure on the board. It just feels so free. And then, like I said, this in combination with the leader is just nuts. Being able to look at your top 5 is just crazy. And he's a blocker, so really, really good. That's it for the 3-drops. Now for the 4-drops, we'll start off with a Bow Hancock. I only play 2. I see a lot of lists play 4, which I don't think is incorrect. It's just my card choices and my play style. 2 is enough. Very good card. I do find myself not using the draw 1 to attack. I usually do it on the block because I guess I'm just more of a defensive player, and I like the mid-range game, which is, I think, the correct way to approach this deck is to play mid-range and not aggressive. But with that being said, I don't really find myself needing to draw a card. Which is why I got her down to 2. I opted to play other cards with the style that I'm playing the deck. But like I said, I don't think the board is incorrect at all. I think 2 is just good for me, right? I don't really think there's a wrong answer there. So 2 of those. And then for more 4-drops, we do play a lot of 4-drops. We play the 4 Gecko Maria and the 4 Mihawks. These go hand in hand together. What this does is you, on summon, add from your grave 1 Bark Pirate or 7 Warlord creature that is 4 or less from your graveyard to your hand. So this is, I find myself cheating this out from my deck the most with Doflamingo. And the card that I usually grab, if not a blocker or Perona, I usually, like 80% of the time, I'm grabbing Mihawk. You want this card because it's a 2000 counter. Its effect is don 1 when it attacks, draw 2, discard 2. I don't find myself using that too much. Only time I really use that effect is if I know my top cards that I use off Perona, that I moved off Perona or off of the Doflamingo, and then I'll just draw 2 cards that I want, just ditching 2 cards that I don't need. But I don't really do that too much. I really, like 80% of the time, I use it for the counter, and being able to not only summon this big body from the grave, from the deck for free, but also adding a counter 2000 from the grave with this card and then this is a 5,000 that's gonna be a problem for next turn. Being able to do that is just insane, and you just keep looping it. It's just nuts. So definitely like this package. I think this is pretty much mandatory moving forward for this version of the deck. For the other 4 drops, pretty crucial cards. We play the Pacifista engine. So we play the 4 of these and 1 of these. So this card is a warlord that can be cheated out with Doflamingo. He is a warlord, right? He's a blocker that says on KO, summon 1 of these from your hand. This is a big beater. It's 6,000 4 drop. It is a counter. This one is just a blocker. It's 4,000 4 drop 5,000. No counter, but it's a blocker. So being able to block, float into another blocker is pretty awesome. But being able to block and float into a huge body feels even better a lot of times. A lot of times I'll draw these. I'll make sure I'll get to this as quick as possible by digging my deck, looking at top 5, rearranging, or putting them to the bottom, just so I can get to this, cheat it out with this. That's why I think like when things come out rested, it's fine. Especially when this comes out rested, cool. If they kill it, like it replaces itself. So it's pretty nutty, right? Also awesome in the Kaido matchup. If they do so happen to board wipe, I got this on the board. Got one of these in my hand. Cool. Establish my board again. But yeah, I play these. I see a lot of Doflamingo decks not playing this engine. Again, don't think it's incorrect. My play style. Move forward, I do like this version. These pacifists in the deck. I had much success with them. They just put so much board. Oh yeah, so with these as well, I switched the card earlier. So tomorrow, this card can summon these from the deck. This or this. See how they're 4 drops? You pay 3 every turn to summon 1 of these from your deck. So not only are you not exhausting cards in your hand to get big bodies out, you're only playing 3 for a 4 drop. That's pretty nutty in my book, right? A 4 drop 6,000 or a 4 drop 5,000 blocker. Like either or is nuts. Unfortunately, can't summon this from the deck, but this you just cheat out with your leader, so it evens out pretty well. Next, the only 5 drop I'll play a Crocodile. This is a newer addition to the deck, and it's found its like place in the deck. I was testing it after a bunch of testing, and even at locals, I found out this card is actually nutty. It's a lot better than I thought it was. What it does is when you don, it has don 1. It's a blocker. When it blocks, you can target a 2 or less drop creature on the board, put it back to the bottom of the deck. That effect is very awesome in the red matchup and the green kid matchup. It gets rid of those little pesky bodies that you normally don't want to like waste your resources on killing. You just simply just do this effect. And it also makes them play more awkwardly because this is on the board and they have to deal with it, right, without swinging. Otherwise they lose like some advantage in their little guys. Next, for the 7 drops, we play another Crocodile. We play the 7 drop 1. His effect is awesome. It has a banish effect, so banish whenever it deals damage instead of them getting the prize card, it goes to the grave, right? But the other effect is what I really like. So when he's Don times 1, all your events are -1 cost. So your 1 drops become 0 drops, and your 2 drops become 1 drops. So it kind of evens out with having to pay for your guys a lot. It just makes your events, your counters, cheaper. It's really awesome. I really like this card in the Kaido matchup. Keeps them from getting more advantage when you kill the Kaido. For the last of the 7 drops, we play, yes, of course, the 2 Doflamingos. Wish this card came out art would be awesome, but its effect pretty awesome too. On summon, return the 7 or less drop back to the hand. Awesome, you know, gets rid of those pesky blockers, gets rid of those big blockers even. Just gets rid of cards that you don't want on the board so that you can swing. And then it's a 7,000, so that follow up next turn, the crackback, is nuts. They just gotta get rid of it, otherwise I'm just swinging for 7 every turn. 2 is good enough for me. Didn't feel the need to play more. And then lastly, the reason why I'm playing the deck, my favorite, Mihawk. This card's awesome. Sure, it's 9, it costs a lot, but its effect on summon is just, it's just scrumptious, man. On summon, return the 7 or less drop, not back to the hand, but back to the deck. It's just nuts. They use their resources, summon their guy, and then you just get rid of it with 1 card, right? It's just awesome. Feels really good. And then it's 9,000, man. It's huge, guys. It's just huge. I think 2 is all you need. You don't want to see too many of this card in your hand. It's not a counter, so you can't really combo with it. But being able to just have in your hand, have it ready lock and loaded, ready to go for whatever problem is about to hit the board, or just to get rid of blockers is awesome. So definitely like that a lot. Definitely like that a lot. Now for the last bits and pieces of the deck, we got the counters. I like to save these for last. Play a pretty interesting package, honestly. Pretty interesting ratio. I went for 3 Love Mellow, 3 Overheat, and 3 Desert. This is my favorite one. This one lets you look at the top cards, which is nuts. Again, in conjunction with the leader. Being able to look at your top cards and rearrange and either put them back to the top in the order or put them back to the bottom. It's pretty awesome. Let you dictate what you do for next turn, / what you know for sure you're not gonna whiff off your leader, because you can put what you want on the top of your deck, right? So really good card. This card's awesome. Weird enough, so it has the bounce effect. I find myself not bouncing up back my opponent's monsters a lot, unless it's red. If it's Zora, I'm like bouncing their shit all the time. But when it's not, like it's Kite or something, like being able to bounce back your own Peronas and like your other like stuff that you don't want them to kill, it's awesome. So I like that card a lot. And then this card, oh man, being able, again, I know I keep saying it, guys, but again, we play so many cards that let us look at the top 5 cards of our deck, right? So you can play your hands, do your combos accordingly. So I'll look at the top 5, I'll rearrange, cheat a card out, blah blah blah. But then when I do this, I know I'm gonna draw a card. This card's in my hand. I can choose what I'm drawing, right? So like a lot of times I'll put another one of these on the top, or I'll put Overheat on the top, or I'll put Desert on the top. So I'm have more interaction with my opponents, or I'll put the follow up on the top. Like whatever I want to draw, this will get me there. It's just nuts. But yeah, I feel like 9 was enough counter for me. And it's been working very well for me, guys, honestly. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck profile. Again, shout out to Game On. Shout out to the homies Wes and Skylar for testing a lot. We go through the gauntlet a lot, just getting all the matchups in, getting ready for February for the event that we're gonna go to. And yeah, just having genuine fun with One Piece, awesome anime that we love. I'm really happy they made a card game out of it, guys. Been having a lot of fun. But yeah, with that being said, guys, stay tuned and take it easy.